What is up, everyone? Dylan here. We're going to be playing Lightyear Frontier today, doing a little bit of a review, and it's going to be very similar to my other ones, but it's going to be a little bit slower paced because everything in this game is a little slower paced. If you're familiar with the Zompiercer one, that's how we're going to do this. So basically we're going to walk through all the different aspects of the game and how I think they're faring at the current time. I use a scale that is a little bit different than most. The scale I use has the following criteria: graphics, gameplay, the loop, music, and viability. And then also, since I do a lot of early access games, I go over with some extra points for modding. Sadly, this game doesn't have modding at this point. However, I do believe that they said they've been or would be open to the idea. Okay, I gotta build some more storage real quick. Otherwise, we're going to be moving slow all day.
That'll be useful. We can make good use of this.
I just went on a nice little kind of bender for resources, so I'm a little heavy right now. So, let's talk about the graphics, shall we? Basically, the game is beautiful. As you can see, it's very saturated and everything sways. Everything's got this nice natural kind of glow to it. The light effects are really good. Like if you look at those, all of the shadows and everything are just perfect. That's our merchant came to buy some stuff from us. I don't think we have anything we want to sell to her today. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, I went on quite the bender yesterday.
We can make good use of this.
Got all of the materials. And I'd like to be able to show you around the world a little bit, but we can't do that if we're super heavy. So, okay, let's get back to the graphics. When it comes to the graphics, I'm giving this game an 8 out of 10. I have no issues with the graphics. There are lots of different biomes, and each one has its own signature. I will say the only thing I've found so far is that some of them look very similar. But when it comes to things like your mech, it is very unique. And there's cosmetic pieces that you can get by buying from the vendor over here for in-game money, not real money. There's none of that malarkey here. And so you can really customize it. You can paint almost everything. And you kind of build up a little homestead like this. So this is the second tier of home. I have the ability to build a third one up here. It's nice and big. But the problem is it takes resources I just don't have access to right now. The game's very slow when it comes to resource gathering. Gameplay, everything is very tight. It is not too groundbreaking. It's getting a 7 out of 10. So basically, when you're walking around, you find different materials like this rock, and you can basically cut it up, and you can use one of the tools from your arm. So this is a seed shooter. It shoots, it plants trees and bushes for you. You have the same thing, but for like garden plants. You have a hose. This game has a Mario Sunshine kind of thing where you've got to go around and like clean up oil spills and stuff that are kind of making the map dirty. So all the places that are filled in right now are places that I have personally cleaned up from the beginning of the game. All the other places haven't been cleaned up yet. And so you basically have to level up your mech by getting certain things. And as you do that, you can then unlock new zones which have higher tiers of resources. One of the reasons why I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 on gameplay is I did find it a bit limiting. So each biome, like this one, has aluminum. Okay, those cliffs over there have copper. Not this one, but the next biome over has iron. So if you need something, it's going to be a long trip
Hey
to
there.
be able to go
What
get
will
it.
it be?
I just wanted to see if there was anything worth buying. Let's go ahead and grab that. Cosmetic piece. We can buy mech parts. Vintage bits. You can sell stuff to her and buy stuff. But there's a ton of different cosmetics. Like you can make your dude look like a knight or like an old school robot, stuff like that. And then you can also buy like cosmetics that go with your homestead, because if you improve the was there a bird? Okay. You can improve the cosmetics of your homestead, and if you do, in the top right there, you'll see my little house with the number 1 under it. What that does is, as I level that up, I can sleep here, and it'll give me buffs. So my current buff is that I get random extra resources sometimes. And then there's more as you go, and they get harder to get. These are my little, like Factorio style malarkey machines. You can actually do stuff while you're in normal mode, but you have to kind of use your mech as a storage device. Now I want to talk about the mech for just a second. It's basically a tractor, as you can see. This is not improper. It is just its engine, and then it's a farm mech. We can take it. We can go over here. This is another big part of the gameplay. It has an upgrade system. So your entire mech can be customized, changed out, upgraded, all of this stuff right here. As you get these things, it'll let you do things with the overworld. So like harvest bigger trees, get different kinds of resources. This will let you pull up like noxious weeds that help clean up areas, along with this, which helps wipe away like this tar that's in there. I'm currently working on this one. Actually, we can do this right now. Look at that. And then we're growing the caroots to make caroot oil for this. Once we get this one and this one, we'll be able to go and clear out at least one more area. So, yeah. So let's move on to the loop. The loop's getting a 5 out of 10, not because the game is bad. Remember, the way I score, anything above 5 or above means it's doing great. These are all early access, or, I'm going to try to branch out into some non-early access games, but for right now, they're all early access. And I don't expect them to be perfect. Why would they be, right? So, this game, you, every day, have to go get resources and everything, right? But the problem is the way it's set up currently, and this could be remedied. I could not be far enough. I'm only about 6 hours in. It could be that there's a fast travel system. But right now, if you need more than one metal, you're going to be running from biome to biome every day. And if you're not over encumbered, you can run. So this is me running, right? But if you are over encumbered, you can't run or use your jetpack, which really sucks. I totally understand it. They do not punish you really for having an over encumbrance, and so that's nice for people like me that just kind of naturally do that shit. I was up to like 800 pounds of stuff in my inventory earlier, and it doesn't make you progressively slower. It just cuts off your ability to sprint and jump. The developer is very active, and he has done a really good thing in, if you go to the escape, help, I'm stuck. It will teleport you about 50 feet away and get you out of whatever jam you're in. And so if you're like me and you roll around and you're over encumbered, you can still get out of situations. Now, the reason why I think the loop needs a little bit, and for anyone new to the channel, the loop is what your day-to-day play is going to be like. It differs in the gameplay. The gameplay would be like how I interact with this tree, right? How I get materials from it. So, do that. It works really fairly well. You can also do this to get like bushes and stuff really fast. It's a pretty good system, honestly. You don't have too many tools, but you have quite a few. And you can customize them a little bit, not much. But for the loop, you're going to be running all over the place, and there's really no way to do it efficiently. What I found to be very worthwhile, I just unlocked copper ore, okay? And I found the biome. I had to look online because I couldn't find it myself, which is part of the reason why that was a little frustrating. I don't like to have to do that on one of these games. So, basically, I went over to the copper ore biome, cleaned it out, because I was able to, and that makes all the resources spawn faster and more often. So, all these trees, obviously, they just kind of grow. Let me see if we can find a ore vein. But, while we're looking for that, we can basically talk about it. Basically, I went over to the place where copper spawns, and I just sat there for multiple in-game days, because once I left, I'd have to go all the way back to get more. And so I just got like 50 units of it, which is a lot, before I even came back. And that is not a good implementation. Like, there should be a system where I can, like, I don't know, put down a beacon in each biome, and I can literally just, like, have my mech fly from beacon to beacon or something. This is a very cozy game. There's no enemies, really, and so there's no reason to not do that. That was the yellow forest, by the way. As you can see, it's kind of yellowy. Biomes are usually kind of glum until you clean them out, and I haven't quite cleaned that one out yet, so. But as you can see, these ones over here are pretty. You know, this one back here is the one that has copper. So I think it could stand to have some quality of life things, but a 5 is not bad. Like, it's not gonna make somebody quit. There's lots of things you can do with gardening.
Hold it over until tomorrow.
So you can, like, make it so that you can splash the entire thing all at once. You know, if you're a Harvest Moon kind of person like I am, that might be something you want to do. Oh, we gotta get some more water. And you can do all the normal stuff you could like Harvest Moon, where you can increase the water capacity, how well you spray, you know, stuff like that. So, the gameplay mechanics are good. I just think that the quality of life needs to be a little bit better on the loop. It hasn't rained in a few days. Rain in this game is fucking beautiful. And I will make it my life's goal that before this video is over, I will show you what a rainy day here looks like. Actually, let's see if we can sleep and maybe we'll just get lucky. So actually, here's what we currently have. We have Keen Eye, so that's what the level 1 gave us. Level 2, whenever you feed animals, you can like give them a specialized feed and they can give you stuff. And that's just something that you'll get as you level up your homestead. They're planning on putting more in, giving you a... Oh, snap.
Well, this fine morning. The crops won't need watering since it's raining today, and that leaves a heap of time for other fun activities.
I'm going to turn the sound up a little bit and just enjoy this for a second, shall we? We're going to go for a walk. So yeah, the game is, it's relaxing, it's beautiful. I've been playing it for like 6 hours, like I said, just kind of in my downtime. It's family friendly, so I can play it when my kids are around and everything like that. I don't know why. I like the soundtrack so much. It's the first soundtrack I ever bought, which I believe says something. I use it as the background music in a lot of my videos until I learned how to use programs to make lo-fi music and stuff. Let's grab some ore while we're over here, right? But yeah, I always put my cabin over in the same spot because it's got like a really nice view of the ocean. Every day, so this is like an aluminum deposit. Every day in game, these will regenerate at a certain rate. So like that one might regenerate today, that one might do tomorrow. And so that's what I was doing, is I was literally just sitting over in that other biome and waiting for stuff to spawn. When the day rolls over, in the top right, you'll see a little calendar thing, little clock. Almost fell over there. Oh, hold on. We're in third person now. Sometimes it does that. It's a little buggy. I get some red crystals. They're one of like the science, like special science things. Turn back down the special effects. Leave the ambiance. So the next part we're going to look at over here in the loop is these little relic areas. They're ruins of a previous civilization that used to live on this planet. We're actually here alone. It's kind of similar in story to First Wharf. We are basically a farmer who volunteered to come here and basically create a viable colony on this planet. Now, while we were in cryo sleep, the company went under and we have no support. So we kind of have to like do our best while we're here. We work with a sentient satellite that's in space. He talks to us every couple times a day. And yeah, we basically just roll around these ruins. We look for these little like glowing relics that look like iridium from Borderlands. And then you can use those for stuff later on. I haven't gotten to that point, but I've got a lot of them because I thought that was a really fun little mechanic. Yeah. The jetpack comes out of your butt. So there's that. So once they get some more quality of life, I'm sure I'll increase my rating. This is one of those games that I'm going to be coming back to probably in 6 months and doing another, check-in with it. Now we're going to move on to music. Like I said, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. The only thing I could say is that I wish the soundtrack was longer. It's about an hour long, and it cycles through pretty fast. So you can go through the entire soundtrack without even realizing it and then be back at the same songs. And because they're very bespoke, it's very noticeable when they restart. And so it's one of those things where I just wish they had maybe twice as many songs. And they might. They might add more. This is another one of those ruins that I was telling you about. You come in here, there's like stuff to explore and look around at. It's kind of cool. You gotta do some like parkour outside your suit and stuff like that. Oh, hold on. I saw something. Aha, bug fossil. Bug fossils are worth money. That's all they're just a trade good, but they're kind of rare. And so I saw it and I wanted to grab it. So. I have almost no notes for the music aside from just add more. I love it. 9 out of 10. Viability, it's got a very small community. That's the only thing holding it back. Overall, the developer seems to be a just wonderful guy. I think he has a team, but it's not very big, and it hasn't been out that long. And he's really doing his best to kind of push things through. People wanted to have people on the forums asked for him to put out some more customization for the mech, and boy, did he take them up on that. He put out like, I want to say like 5 or 6 new complete like outfits for your mech, and you can mix and match them. Sorry, I just ran over an animal. See, I had to walk all the way over here just to get copper. And now that I'm over Encumbered, I can't run or jump, and that kind of kills it. You know, I don't know. It just makes it harder for me to enjoy wandering around. So, like I said, modability. Right now, everything is bespoke and nothing is randomized. So, he might add some sort of modding later on. But he's got a very big plan for this game. And honestly, this is one of those games where I'm totally fine with there not being modded. So he's not getting any bonus points for it, but I'm not holding it against him at all. But yeah, this game is just lovely. You know, like I said, there's no enemies, there's nothing to hurt you. You don't have to be scared of nighttime or anything like that. It's just you wander around, you gather resources, you learn about the planet and its history. You meet some kind of funky NPCs that he's added in. So there's like the merchant, and then there's another homesteader who's from I think he's from a different company, and you end up becoming friends with him. You also get to build like radio towers. I don't know what that's about yet. Haven't figured that out. But they take ridiculous amounts of resources. So that's that green star. That's my little AI butt. They made it so that you can always see where he is pretty much from anywhere you are. As long as, I think I was right up next to those ruins, and they're like the big ones. There's a door over there that as you clean each place, it unlocks. So I just cleaned out that area, and it unlocked one more glyph on the door over there. I don't know what happens when it opens up. Maybe it opens up to a new area. Maybe monsters pour out, and this becomes a survival they are billions game. No one knows. You can also run around and befriend, you know, like, so I can walk over to this guy, I can feed him basic fodder, and he would give me resources, depending on what kind of stuff he's available to give me. Kind of changes depending on what they are. And also, like, part of getting to know biomes is making friends with the animals that live there. It's just kind of another fun little thing. One quality of life thing I think would be nice was give me the ability to swim, or at least, you know, like not explode if I go in the water, because this water is not deep enough, but like any water like that is going to kill me. It actually gives you a nice little warning, so there's that. But yeah, I think this game is a solid buy. If you can get it, honest, if you love supporting indie developers, get it. If you love cozy games, get it. If you need something that will help you unwind at the end of a long workday, get it. I would buy it for full price again. If you can get it on sale, do it. You know, it might be that you don't play this game for a year, right? For a year of more updates, but at this rate, there's going to be a whole lot of game here. So do it. I don't often tell you just straight up buy it, but buy it. It's worth it. I had a pleasure making this video. It was a pleasure. I had it was sometimes when I go through these games, it can be like Zombiercer. I played that one for about the same amount of time, and it felt like a drag the entire time. This game was a joy the entire time. So yeah, we'll get back over to the base, and I'll leave you there with a few final thoughts. I gotta find out how to get over that Yggdrasil over there. Huge tree. Our base is just right through these woods. As you cut stuff down too, you get, and even rocks, you get seeds to replant more. They do naturally occur on their own, but you can kind of like make your own little forests and stuff with seeds. So that's kind of cool. I like that little area. The water's really nice. Oh, one of the nice little features whenever you go from area to area is some of the like things like water will be different. And so in the copper area, the water is like this like really deep purple. And there's nothing stopping you from like moving your base So if you find a biome that you really kind of identify with, move it. Make it your own. No one's going to stop you. And I think you can even have more than one. So I would look into it, Yeah. So as we walk over to our base, I'll give you my last few thoughts. I think this game has a ton of potential. It's worth buying now if you just need something to chill out with. And it's getting a 72%, which is really high for an early access game. I have no fears that it's going to, ghost you on it or disappear into nowhere. I have no fear that the developer's going to lose interest and go on to a different game. It's going to be good. So, I hope you enjoyed watching. I enjoyed this. If you have suggestions for other early access games, leave them in the comments. Or if you disagree with any of these or also like this game, please let me know. I'm happy for the engagement. Also, if you liked the video, please like. And if you liked my channel so far, give it a subscribe. I am working towards that elusive 2,000 subs and would really appreciate it. I always love to have more people in my live streams. I try to live stream Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Until recently it was Mondays also, but Monday is going to be changing. I'm going to be changing that over to doing more video editing and things like that. So, right now we're currently playing Starfield and the Metro series. Probably by the time I get this up, we'll be on the very last DLC of the Metro series, and Starfield will become our main game. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Malthus out.